What's going on, everybody? This is TB Sports 27, and we are glad to have you here for this game of College Football 25. Yes, we are still playing College Football 25. If you're joining us for the stream, it says, how did EA blow the launch of College Football 27? We're going to be talking a lot about College Football 27 on this stream, so don't get confused as you're tuning in and you're thinking we're playing College Football 27. We're going to talk about College Football 27, but my plans to buy this game on day one did not happen, and most of you that are online that are probably watching this know exactly why, but we're going to talk about that. So we're going to jump into this game. Tennessee Volunteers, Auburn Tigers are still playing College Football 25. We're going to get into all the reasons why. We're back ranked. We had a really good game against Florida State. I guess for those of you that are tuning in, we're jumping into conference play and a rare opportunity to do some live commentary with you guys. So I guess I should take that opportunity to show you where we are right now in the season. 2-2, including 2 really good wins and 2 rough losses. You see, we lost a second time at home to Coastal Carolina. That is only the second time this season we have lost a non-conference series. We usually do home and homes or 2-1s. We've either split the series or swept, won all of them. FIU and Coastal Carolina, the 2 teams that we ended that one with 2 losses and 1 win. We beat Coastal on their teal turf, and they got us twice in Tennessee on the checkerboard. Follow that up, sandwiched by a couple of bye weeks, by just destroying Florida State, our best output yet. And now we jump into the head first into conference play as we got Auburn on the road, then number 2 Florida, and you can see the rest of the schedule here. And, well, you'll kind of see the scheduling. Again, these are some of the opponents. Again, we're playing at Alabama. We played at Auburn last year. We played versus Florida. We're going to talk a lot about College Football 27 and the issues. College Football 25 is also not without its issues. Now, it is a very fun game. It is a great game, but it's got issues. And one of the big ones is scheduling. And we talk about that all the time, where we go through an 8-game schedule. And in Arkansas, we'll make the SEC championship playing a 3-game SEC schedule and going 2-1, and we'll go 6-2 in the SEC and not make the conference championship. That's a big reason we haven't made the conference championship yet, is because of that glitch in scheduling. We'll also go on a run where we play Auburn several times in a row, at Auburn, Florida, at Florida, instead of it alternating every year like it should. So scheduling still is a big issue. We've gone through, if you've looked at my past streams, we've gone through the schedules and you've seen the different scheduling issues. We're going to go with the classic uniforms. So it's not anything new here, but I just want to jump into that and say that as we're going to talk about College Football 27, 25 isn't without its flaws. Obviously, this is the big one. Everyone jumped in. Now, I'm also doing this one without the commentary in the game. I'm going to try to do it where when we're joining you guys live, we don't do the in-game commentary. So I'm not battling with the voices. But then when I'm not doing the live commentary, we'll put the live commentary up. So how's that sound? So Auburn rushing out onto the field. Good game with them last season. There's the War Eagle. So College Football 27, man, we got to talk about it. And, man, how did EA fumble? How did they whiff? How did they blow this launch? The hype for college football, and this is not going to be the topic of the whole stream, so if you're someone that likes to just jump in, hang out with us, chew with us, watch us play the game, it's not going to be the entire topic of conversation, but we got to touch on it because people inevitably, as they jump into the stream, you're not playing the new game. You're on College Football 20. You're still playing College Football 25. I didn't buy College Football 26. That game was well documented how it was not a great game in the long run. So much hype for College Football 27, and they released an incomplete game, and I do not understand it. They did a 2-hour, 2.5-hour, 3-hour presentation on YouTube a couple weeks before launch. You guys remember that. They had all the content creators. They did a live stream. They had everybody fly out for this thing. All the hype. And they were hyping a game that wasn't finished. They put out a incomplete, not finished game. So that's been the biggest thing. Obviously, everybody's been talking about the issues, the microtransaction stuff. That was the big topic of conversation. The play, don't pay that's been going on in college football. Plenty of videos out there. I've talked about it as well, so I won't go too much in it. But the frustrating thing for me, they took that out of the game. Fine, great, awesome. The issue continues to be, and this is not just an EA issue, this is also a 2K issue. I've been burned multiple times by WWE games, and I will no longer buy a WWE game on day one. I bought WWE 2K20 on day one. I bought WWE 2K22 on day one. Never again, because they keep putting out games, both EA and 2K. They put out games that are not ready, and then you have to wait for 6 months worth of patches. And then in 2K's case with WWE, sometimes they put out patches and break the game further, and then you can't play the game for a couple of weeks while you have to wait for them to patch that out. So that's where we are right now with this game, with College Football 27. The game released with a bunch of bugs. The biggest issues, look at that huge run. The biggest issues that I had seen online and continue to see is the pancake blocking, where your O-line will just pancake block over defensive linemen, and your running backs and quarterbacks can run like nobody's business. I saw screenshots of people running for 600, 700 yards a game, and I heard this hasn't been patched out yet, so be that for what it's worth. Well, this is going to be tough. This, I don't even know what I'm throwing to. Okay, circle. I was like, with the Jordan Hare crowd going loud, I couldn't even tell who I was throwing it to. That's still an issue. Punting. Every kicker punts the football in College Football 27 like they're a 99 overall. Every kick is 70, 80 yards. It's all over. Go on YouTube. Go on Twitter. Go look. That issue is still persistent. I hear stiff arm is still an issue. Stiff arm is like your Derrick Henry on every single play. This has been a good lengthy drive, by the way. You're basically Derrick Henry going down the field, knocking everybody out with stiff arm. That has not been fixed. So the game released with franchise mode essentially being broken. In recruiting, the new NIL recruiting they put in, that there are a bunch of players that because of the NIL money don't get recruited. So you end up at the end of the season with, oh God, yep, no one's open there. Couldn't find anybody. You end up with a bunch of 4-star, 5-star players at the end of the year that have no offers and then disappear from the game. And then what ends up happening is teams don't have any NIL budget. Oh my God, can you get that one? That was a good, yes, let's go. We might just take up this whole first quarter. You have teams that if you sim forward 3, 4, 5 seasons in, they have no NIL budget. So then you end up getting a bunch of teams that are 50, 60 overall teams just a handful of years into the franchise mode, which is like, how did that not get game tested? You went out and did this whole EA presentation. You brought all the content creators. You flew all these people out and did all this live content, hyping up this game, got everybody fired up for this game, and you didn't even test your product to know that the biggest feature you touted, the NIL recruiting, was broken. You went out, like, it's like a case of, you know, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Wow, 4th and 1. I think this is always a tough decision because we have been stuffed before, but such a lengthy drive. Oh, this is going to be tough. If we get all the way down and use up an entire quarter. Here we go, guys. Oh, we got it. Whoo, my heart. Okay. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. This seemed to be the case. A lot of big companies. How do you go out and hype up this mode, do this I don't know how many thousands of dollars they spent on this presentation, flying out content creators, setting up, renting out building space, doing this presentation on YouTube. It's still up on YouTube. Hyping up the NIL mode. 18-play, 80-yard drive, just thing of beauty. And you didn't even test it. You didn't even test it. You didn't have to go 20 years into the future. It was like 3 seasons in, people were seeing that like 80% of the teams were 50 to 60 overalls. So I don't like how they went up and hyped this mode and nobody tested it to be like, hey, this isn't ready yet, not ready for release. So, of course, everyone knows the pay, play, the microtransaction stuff, but then another year of releasing an incomplete game, which has been, for me, the most upsetting thing. I can ignore the microtransaction stuff, although I understand where everyone's coming from, because you give them an inch. If you give them that little bit, then next year they're going to do 2 times as much. Next time they're going to do 3 times as much. And then 5-6 years down the line, the whole offline game mode is monetized, which is what we do not want. So I appreciate all the content creators that jumped on that from day one and got that cut out, but I cannot believe we are still releasing games in unfinished states. And I think patching in updates is one of the worst things that's happened to gaming in the last 10-15 years. And I don't know if that's with other games. I do play some other games, but mainly I see this with sports games, 2K, EA. These games keep getting put out with a million issues and a million bugs, and then we have to sit there for 6 months and wait for them to patch it out. It's like, that should never be the case. I can't remember ever buying a Nintendo game where I had to wait for patches. Good Lord, Auburn just cruised right down the field. Think about the hype for, like, and I know we're comparing a game that had 5 years of development between a game that's coming out every year, and again, maybe that's part of the problem, and everyone talks about it, the yearly release model. But all the hype around, like, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, right? And then Tears of the Kingdom came out, so much hype came out, and then everyone loved it. There were no glitches. The game didn't come out in a broken state, and we had to wait for 8 months for them to patch it out. It was day one, out of the box, ready to go. It was a beautiful game. I don't understand how we're still releasing games in 2026. Is it just gotten too complicated? Sports games too complicated to make? I don't understand. So my initial plans of buying this game on day one, there's no point to it. They put out a patch. It took them a week to put out a patch. Ooh, that was beautiful. And they said they're going to have to release a second patch down the line. So this game was so broken that it couldn't be fixed in a week. And yet they still released it, still did all the hype, still charged people $150 to play the game 7 days early in a broken state. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. So, as of right now, unless I hear that this is, Jesus Christ, the end-all be-all game, they fixed it, they patched it, everything is awesome. I don't plan on getting this game unless it's in a decent state, and it's probably going to be around Thanksgiving, Christmas time when it goes on sale and drops down to $30. Unless the next patch that drops in the next month or so, everyone says, wow, they fixed everything. These are all dangerous. I don't want to just chuck the ball down the field because we're not really Mr. Star is not really built for that. Let's just do a play action and just kind of toss it across the field, see what we can hit. We'll wrap this up soon because it's not going to be a whole stream of us just, well, we might have an opportunity here. Look at the underthrow. That kills me. Is that fixed in 27? No arm strength for these guys. What an underthrow. At least it wasn't picked off. But yeah, unless the next patch drops in the next month and fixes everything and someone says the stiff arm is fixed, the pancake blocking is fixed, the punting is fixed, the NIL is fixed, scheduling is fixed, all that stuff is fixed, then I may consider a $70 purchase. But if the next patch drops and things are still broken, I'm not. Coach Peyton Manning, I'll just say this. Coach Peyton Manning, and the reason I bring all this up, we had already announced that Coach Peyton Manning is going into retirement after this season. We haven't been doing recruiting because we thought we were going to be done. Coach Peyton Manning might be pulling a little bit of a Brett Favre. He can't decide now. He may be coming back for 1 or 2 more years in 25 if 27 is still a mess. But it has been a wild thing to see. It's starting to catch up to EA, I hate to say. I don't hate to say, I mean, it's been a miserable couple of years, even before that. It's been a miserable couple of decades. And then you get games, you know, like this game. It was great. There's still issues, and I call them out. I mentioned that every quarterback seems to have a noodle arm, as I just mentioned there. Scheduling is a disaster in this game. They didn't have any of the coaches in the game, which is kind of annoying, and they didn't really say that upon release. And the other biggest issue is the offensive line play. They can't block anybody. The O-line is really bad. The first, like 5-6 seasons, I think I won 4 Heismans with defensive ends because I was just able to pancake everybody. And same thing, I have the slider turned up to 100. You guys know, if you've been watching TV sports for a while, I have the slider cranked up to 100 for offensive line play, and you still get guys that get bulldozed. So the pancake blocking issue that I've seen and heard from in college football 27 is basically still there, but it's only on the offense now, where on college football 25, it's the defense that's blowing through the offensive line. So it's kind of like they fixed it, but then they fixed it too far in the other direction. So, yeah, disappointed in college football 27, but not to say this game is perfect either. But the biggest issue is game-breaking recruiting. You can't have that. I can deal with and work around with as much as it's kind of unacceptable for a $70 game, which is what I paid for this one, because I did buy it on day one because I bought into the hype like everybody. You know, 11 years college football game, and I have enjoyed this game. I've kept it. But definitely the issue continues to be games being released in broken states. Oh my goodness. But I can at least, like I said, I shouldn't give them a pass, but I can at least accept this because it's not broken. Yes, I've been screwed out of a conference championship a couple of years because scheduling is broken. I've probably lost a couple games I shouldn't have lost because offensive line play is not good. I will say, though, that the offensive line did good right there. But having a broken recruiting mode, that's just game breaking. That's unacceptable. So that is, leave your comments down below. Can you answer the question, how did EA whiff the college football 27 release after all the hype, after all the excitement, and to whiff that badly is unreal. Oh, what a catch down the sidelines. But we're going to keep enjoying 25 while we have it, while we're playing it. There's, as I mentioned, still a lot of good with 25. Hopefully 27 can get to that point. I guess one final thing I should touch on while we're talking about poor EA games. This is a completely different department, but man, the trailer dropped for NHL 27. You guys know I have not played a hockey game on this channel in years. The last hockey game I played was my Detroit Red Wings, and then we did our No Rules Hockey League over on Patreon for a bit. I've gone over it, so I guess I shouldn't just go into it again, but I have not enjoyed any EA hockey game in quite some time. I've played 20, 21. I played the one with the Ottawa Senator on the cover. I think that was 15. I've played like 4 different EA hockey games. I've hated them all. The last hockey game I truly enjoyed was 2K6, which had the Dallas Star goalie on the cover. And that's on the I think that's on the original Xbox. That's not even on the 360. So next gen, I guess, in my opinion, has never truly had a good hockey game. I played, if you guys remember, I played 2K10 for a time. I think those videos might be up on Patreon, our Mighty Ducks series. But that was 2K10 just phoning it in at the end. I bought it just hoping it was going to be a decent 2K game. And it was an okay game, but the franchise mode wasn't that great. And overall, it was just like it was way too easy of a game. So I still have NHL 21, NHL 27. They were kind of getting ripped online for, I guess, a feature they've been asking for is the online connected franchise and they release like a half-baked version of that. For me, I'm looking for gameplay to be fixed, and the gameplay still looks awful. And then the first 3 minutes of the trailer was spent, and no, it was a 3-minute trailer. I'd say the first minute and a half to 2 minutes was spent on them talking about the biggest feature, which is they made the arenas look like the arenas. That was the feature of NHL 27. This is a franchise they've had for decades, and the feature of NHL 27 is the arenas look more like the arenas that you're playing in. You feel like you're in the arenas. Like, what? So I don't know if we'll ever play hockey on this channel again. Maybe we'll just be a baseball, football, wrestling channel. I already don't play basketball because I don't enjoy the 2K basketball games anymore with how they've microtransactions those, and those games always come out in a broken state. But let me know down below. College Football 27, those of you that have played it, what are your thoughts? Disappointed? EA, how do you bungle it? How'd you mess it up? But I want to hear your comments down below. But we got that out of our system. I mainly threw that out there just for all the people that are asking, well, you're not playing 27, although you've mentioned College Football 27. Well, there's a reason why. So I'm giving, oh, there we go, fumble! I'm giving them a shot if the next patch fixes everything, and people say it fixes everything. I'll jump in. Should I call a timeout here? I need to let them use all their energy and call a timeout. I wasted some time, but then maybe we'll jump in. But at this point, unless it doesn't get fixed, if it stays in a broken state, then we'll just wait for 28. But unless I completely hear that things are better and things are different, I will probably just wait until this thing goes on sale around Christmas time and pick it up for $30, which is what I did with Madden 26, what I did with Madden 25, what I did with MLB The Show 24. I guess the scary thing is this subscription model that people are talking about that EA may be pushing. You might not be able to just wait. Like, I waited, till MLB 26 came out, and then I bought MLB 24 for cheap because I didn't want to pay $70 for a game that looked just like 24 when I could buy 24 for $30. Oh my goodness. But with this subscription model that may be pushing by EA, I don't know if that's going to be possible. They might delete it from the world every year, and you have to buy the new game at $70. So that would be kind of a scary thing. Holy smokes, that corner blitz! I tried to get rid of. I saw him coming. You saw me wind up for the throw, but yeah, that did not work. All right, we are going to be locked in for the rest of this game. 14-7 with Auburn. Can this Tennessee team, we missed out on the college football playoff last season. We know Coach Peyton Manning's time is winding down. We're kind of on the hot seat a little bit. It cooled a small amount with that dominant win over Florida State, but if we can run the table in conference play, we can try to put that Miami and Coastal Carolina loss behind us. I will be starting up a road to the show at some point, so maybe that'll take the place of us not doing hockey. So that would at least give us 6th series. So we would be doing college football, MLB franchise, MLB road to the show, Madden franchise, the RXFL, and WWE. At some point, we're going to get back to GM mode, but I haven't heard really any people requesting that, so I don't even know if that's something people will be interested in or not, but let me know in the comments down below. This will probably be the last commentary stream for a couple weeks as well, as just a heads up for that. Again, if you want to hear more and help us to get full time, TV Sports 27, hit the subscribe button, hit thumbs up. Patreon, we'll still throw stuff on Patreon, but I'd say it's not super active as it has been because we're not doing the YouTube thing as full-time as we were in the beginning. I've mentioned that on many previous streams why. But coming up this week, we'll be pretty busy and then got some time off next week, so I'll jump on, but I don't know how many commentary streams we'll be able to do. I want to at least do one commentary stream to... Well, I hate to have my running back already be at 17 carries. But we'll see if we can figure that out. Nebraska, you saw them at the top of the screen just a moment ago, top right. I kind of went through some of my previous screenshots that I took. Looking back, Nebraska has been a playoff team almost every season. Like, I'd say this is season 11, probably 7-8 times Nebraska has been in the upper echelon and has made the college football playoff, and they have yet to make a national championship game. They get so close every year, and they get beat in the postseason. Most of the time, they're one and done in the playoffs. They finally won a postseason game recently, and then they got beat by Wisconsin, who's in their own division. By the way, Nebraska, awful uniforms. Just awful. And I'm the first person that says you got to get unique with uniforms. I hate that we've kind of gone backwards and we're making our Oh my goodness, he's got burned 11. I hate that we're kind of making uniforms as dull and as boring as possible, but man, Nebraska, when you got to look... whatever they change to, that is not it. I just say that. The new Nebraska uniforms are awful, and I hope they have the old ones still in college football 27, because, yeah, those are pretty bad. We're coming up, our WWE Universe mode are coming up on Bad Blood. Every single match inside of a steel structure. It's going to be awesome. It's like TNA Lockdown times 5. Still got our San Diego Padres road to 162 games. Do you think we can make it? We're at 31 right now. So we still got like, I don't know, like 80% of games left to go. Meanwhile, Auburn taking this opening drive. They are rolling right down the field. Speaking of baseball, Cubs and Twins about to start. I also got a PLL lacrosse game coming up. Denver Outlaws, man. Go watch the PLL. Watch TV Sports first, but watch the PLL. Love me some lacrosse. I need a good lacrosse video game. And touchdown Tigers, man. They've had 2 really nice drives where they've just gone right down the field at ease. And the rest of their drives have been us just kind of fighting with them. Shutting them down. Toledo, 40 spot on Western Michigan. We schedule them again. Did you guys see the last stream that I did? I kind of jumped in the chat a little bit. But, man, it was crazy. You talk about glitches and games being released in an unfinished state. This was a new one. Go watch the Madden stream. We hadn't played Madden in a long time, so my play you kind of saw the end results of me having not played Madden in quite some time in that game. But we had a blocked extra point. Ran it back for a 2-point conversion. A flag was called. We were called for holding. And there's a flag right there. The penalty was accepted by the Panthers. Ooh, roughing the passer. I thought that was going to be on us, actually. How about that? It was a penalty on the Panthers. On us. They accepted the penalty. The game let us kick an extra point. So we got a bonus extra point, and then we had to kick the ball off. So the Panthers got 2 free possessions. I was like, what? So I didn't know what to do at that point, whether I just start over, but whenever I say stuff like that happens, I always just say it's kind of like a referee made a bad call. Game-breaking glitches are annoying, but in real life, you also have bad calls that go against your team, and maybe they made a bad call and Carolina got I don't know what the call would have been for Carolina to get an extra possession, but there's a bad call either way. There we go, first down. Folsom. Lock in. Trey Folsom here. So anyway, subscribe, thumbs up, Patreon, all that good stuff. We're going to keep rolling with you, uploading as much as we can, streaming with you, TB Sports. If we can get to 1,000 subs, man, that'd be amazing. But we're not there yet. YouTube killed our channel that had it. Oh boy, nobody open is, and we're just gonna throw that one away. Smart move by Mr. Fianu Star, who has had an interesting run here. You know his story, took over. Oh, we changed the play, and apparently he couldn't hear us. That was supposed to be a pass play. Cool. The true freshman that took over, led the team to the second round of the college football playoff, got benched last season after struggling, went into an open quarterback competition this season, could not thread the needle. Went into an open quarterback competition this season. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Yes, just nailed it. Oh my God, we just nailed that one. Went into an open quarterback competition, won the quarterback competition in Hawaii, struggled a bit against Miami. I'd say was successful down at the end where we kind of need to get points. We just faltered. Put Folsom in. Using athletic ability. Not much happening. Struggled against Coastal Carolina. Put Folsom in again. He gets hurt. Then we go with Starr against Florida State, and he rocks it against Florida State. Had probably one of his best passing performances. So while won the competition, but he's been pulled out of a couple of games. But we're back up at number 25, and he is the guy going forward here at Jordan Hare. And oh my God, that's got to be a safety, right? I don't know. Challenges never seem to work in this one, but I think my man got tackled and the ball landed in the end zone. What do you guys think? Let's look at this one. Terrible camera angle. You're not going to be able to see anything from that angle. Let's just bring the heat by concept. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. The man blitz. Oh, it didn't even let me pick it. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's for the best. Maybe. No. Well, either way, we're going to get good field position. I just clicked the button to pick it, and then the game said, nah, you took too much time. Couldn't find my man blitz that I was looking for. Come on, get some blocking, 15. Gotta get some better downfield blocking here. This would be a clutch drive if the balls could go down the field. Get the ball in the end zone here. Nice touch pass by Starr. That's where his play excels. He doesn't have the arm, as most of the quarterbacks don't in this game, to go deep down the field, but those kind of precision tight passes is where he really executes and nails it. Play fake. Starr on the run. I did not want to throw it there, by the way. That may be what the play called for, but when I'm rolling out, this is when I hit the button. I hit the button here. I want to throw the ball here, Look where the ball gets thrown, and maybe that's just his accuracy. I mean, he has thrown off the bad foot. That is not where I wanted to throw the ball. I wanted to throw the ball here, and he threw it way over there. So just whenever you're watching games without the commentary, with the commentary, and you're watching and thinking, boy, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, most of the time, no choice. The quarterback, they will throw it how they want to throw it, and some of those throws are not the throws that I want to make. Oh, big opening here. Into the end zone. That was big time business. Big time business. To capitalize on that drive, go up 24-14 late in the third. Trey Folsom, who's had to take over for Fred Matui, who was the running back the last few seasons, a dominant 1,000-yard rusher all those seasons. Folsom has come in and has played like a man possessed here. Auburn quarterback, Mr. Suggs. So with Auburn, the 2 touchdown drives they've had, they made it look easy. They went right down the field, completing everything, moving the ball, reckless abandon, and then the other drives, we've kept them in check. Ooh, that was nice. George Lucky, the senior. Untouched, gets back there with the wrap-up. And here we go on 3rd and long, and Auburn's going to have some time to think about it. Quarter number 3, everybody. It is in the record books. And you're looking at just Nebraska, Kansas State, NC State, maybe some others, but not that many undefeated teams left as we are passing through. Well, for us, it will be Game 5. For Auburn, Game 6. Let's see what they can come out of after having a whole commercial timeout to talk about it and not a whole lot. And there, again, at the bottom of your screen, I talked a lot about a lot of criticisms of College Football 27. That's an example right there. 9 sacks, and that's kind of typical as well. Like, it's pretty often we're getting 9, 10, 11, 12 sacks, and I've showed it before. I have the sliders for offensive line to 100. So this game also has its issues. I'm not sitting here saying that this is the perfect game. I'm disappointed in how they fumbled the release of College Football 27, but the biggest thing is the game-breaking recruiting. You can't have that as, well, where Fianu Star just got broken right there. You can't have a whole game mode broken. I'll just leave it at that. Star just goes over the middle. Smart play there. I know you want to get all that back, but Star finds Lutman coming across. He's been pretty dominant in his career here at Tennessee. And Folsom, man, if he could have just hit that hole a little bit more. And I'm happy with the fact that we have not burned him. We got to 23. We started at 17. The goal was, not to try to run the guy to death here. Play fake. And Star will line up. There were two guys there, kind of a bit of a collision, but then you see Star 20 of 26, so going back to the FSU game, Star has been playing well. Folsom, you saw Folsom trying to dance around. There was not anywhere for him to go. The defender sitting right there. And that, again, is not where I wanted to throw the ball. I got to point out that is not... and I'm holding the joystick down, so got some time in the pocket, more time than normal, but here they come. So I see this guy running, right? And I'm holding the joystick to the left because I want to, and he maybe, I don't know, I'm looking at it now, he probably would have intercepted the ball. But like, this is a direct throw. I do have interceptions turned way down because of this, but I was wanting to throw the ball as I see him coming. I wanted to throw the ball over here. Like, I'm like, okay, he's running by. I see the linebacker there, but if I can get some air under this ball, it's a one-on-one play. And instead, he throws it directly to the linebacker. Like, I don't know. I even I tapped the button too. This was not a bullet pass. I tapped it. Unless it didn't register me doing that, but I don't know. So, again, not far from perfect. We're talking about college football 27, but 25 far from perfect as well. But we make do with what we got because we want to play football. As we're coming in on another 12 sack performance here between the two teams. Another tough field goal here. Oh my goodness. All right. Get out of our defense. Not a lot of time. They got to get 2 scores. Can we lock down, get the victory in Auburn? Did we win the game last year in Auburn? I'm trying to remember now. Someone let me know in the comments if that was one of the ones we lost or not. It might have been one of the ones we lost. We only lost to... We only had 2 conference losses. We lost to the South Carolina, which was crazy. I can't believe we lost that game. And then we lost to Texas, I want to say. And we finished 6-2 in conference, but we didn't get to go to the conference championship because Arkansas finished 2-1. They played 3 conference games and got to go to the conference championship. Because Arkansas or Texas A&M or somebody only played 3 conference games, and that's another huge problem with this game. That I haven't heard anyone talking about scheduling. I'll say this, for all the other issues that people are talking about college football 27, I have not heard people talk about scheduling being an issue like it is in this game, so fingers crossed. Amazing they never patched that out in this as well. Holy smokes. Defense was rolling, and then they were just gone. What happened there? I'll be excited, and now you got 6 minutes. It's kind of us to control the clock right now. Coach Peyton Manning, Tennessee Volunteers. Quarterback Fianu Star. You see that I've switched back as well for this season. I want to kind of play around with the passing meter. Hadn't helped. I still am underthrowing stuff. People said the meter rough. Might have to change the clock to a little bit here. But you don't want to waste too much time as well, because if you give the ball back to Auburn knowing they can score quickly, you want to have time to be able to answer. So it's kind of like, do you go into clock 2 in mode, or you just play like normal? But I think your smart thing is to run the clock down here. Ugh. We got to throw a 3rd and 5. Oh. Well, it's going to come down to defense. Let's see if we can get one of these coffin corner ones. I don't always like to do this because it's really easy to do. So you often see me just kick it down the field to kind of be fair, but with the game on the line, we gotta play it out. And well, as I whiff it out of the end zone, I talk about how easy it was, and then that was probably the worst kick I've ever had in this game, so it might not be that easy. I look like an idiot now. Oh, all right, Auburn at the 40. Field goal for OT, a touchdown gives them the lead. Cole Suggs. See the numbers closing in on 300 through the air. I don't know why that just switched to a different player. You see how it switched? Maybe because there was an injury? It completely changed to another player. Well, 3rd and 7. And then this will be interesting for Auburn if they go for it or punt it with all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Suggs. Well, we're never going to know what Auburn would have done because Suggs completes it. And now Auburn is on the verge of an epic comeback. The double fake and Suggs on the money. Elijah Waters. There's your 2-minute timeouts, and now we kind of start looking at the clock on our end. Pec strain by Lester Adkins. Not calling a timeout yet, keeping him here. I mean, now maybe we take one. Trying to preserve as many timeouts as possible. 3rd and 3. Auburn, little conservative play calling here. And they are not going to run it, and it is a quarterback sack, the 8th sack of the game. One more time, a very broken feature of this game is the O-line blocking. With the slider turned up to 100, but to tie the game, and it is good. And Auburn scores on back-to-back drives to make it 24 apiece with 1:18, 1 timeout left for Tennessee to try to win this thing in regulation. And we're going to get semi-decent field position here. We got to be careful not to have any turnovers. We've had some close calls throwing the football here. We get into field goal range. And that was just a way off the money throw, Bruce Sternum. We also got to be careful we're not giving Auburn the ball back here with a minute to play. They have all their timeouts, so we can't really run the ball or play super conservative. And Starr just throws an absolutely awful pass. And nobody's going to... Well, if that doesn't get Peyton Manning fired, I don't know what will. A blown game by Tennessee on the road. And I don't know what to do about the quarterback play, because again, that is not where I'm, like, when I'm launching the ball, thinking, and I guess, you know, it goes all by ratings, but man, so pocket's collapsing, of course, so we got to kind of make a decision. Everybody's covered, right? I held down R1, which is supposed to be like it goes over the defender's head, and then I tapped the button to kind of lob it in, throwing the ball thinking it goes over the defender's head and you have all this green here, and he line drives it. That is not what I pushed. R1 and a lob is what I did. And he beelines it straight for the defender instead of lobbing it over their head to the open receiver. And then nobody tackled either, which was awful. Coach Peyton Manning's time, it may be ending quicker than we think. Now it's really, you got to go down the field. And man, Starr was doing good, but there were a couple rough throws. I mean, holding down R1 is supposed to be, like, R2 is where you throw it inside, and R1's supposed to be the floater, right? Let's look at the controls here. I'm pause it. We got a minute to go. Passing. No, I said R1 by accident. L1 is what I meant. Because obviously R1, if I hit R1, it would throw to the receiver. So I misspoke, because R1 would have obviously thrown. That was the right play I wanted to throw it to. It was L1 that I held down, which was the high pass modifier, which is supposed to be the high pass. And then I tapped it, and he does a direct beeline shot. So we'll see what happens this go around. Try it again. And that one he overthrew. Whew. Those are the cards you're dealt sometimes. You got to deal with the players you got. And you got Peyton Manning, though, behind you. Man, and he's just not, he's not on the money right now. And we get sacked, which is kind of per normal of this game. How do you even get through? We're picking out everything. Man, if a dev watches this, it's like, here's all the issues with the, I mean, at least we got a hand on it, but it's like, man. Just bull rushed right through. Which is like sack number 8. We've had 15, 16 sacks. Oh my God, and again. Can't even step up and throw. 4 straight incompletions. I think that was the same exact guy, right? Just pushed right through. 64. What's 64's rating versus 98 there? So, yeah, with this, it's definitely going to be another year. We ain't going to the playoffs. 64 is an 80... No, a 92 overall. It's a 92 overall, a junior. Noah's on the Auburn side, 98. No, he's hurt. Either way, it's 90s on 80s. They're bull rushing right through, though. Well, that will probably end yet more college football playoff hopes. Disappointing loss, man. That is a collapse of all collapses. Normally, Peyton Manning's on the other end of those, leading the comebacks on these defenses, but 17 fourth quarter points. An epic collapse here by Tennessee. Suggs, 23 of 25. Good night. Star had been doing decent up to that point, but they were down the going down when you need to be clutch. The throws that were being made were not clutch at all. We'll take a quick look at where we are in the standings, but we're basically playing for a bowl game at this point. I feel like we do not have the strongest team despite our recruiting efforts. It's going to be another rough season here for Tennessee, and interested to see where we are. Again, we're not doing any of the recruiting because we thought this was going to be our last year. And we always jump from non-championship contender to championship contender. This one is in Knoxville. I thought it was in the swamp, but it is here. Nebraska gets another win. Alabama blowing out Mizzou here. My goodness. And there you see Nebraska at 6-0. Eastern Carolina at number 5. Holy smokes, 5-0. NC State at 6-0. Ohio Bobcats at 5-0. And we have dropped all the way to 14th. We can still make something happen, win 7 in a row in the SEC and try to make it in, but it is definitely tough to be had. Let's see where we are sitting at, because we were on the hot seat before. Yeah, we are on the hot seat even more now. Coach Peyton Manning, this is the run we have had with Tennessee. The 1 year before that you can't see, but with Tennessee, a couple of bowls, a couple of college football playoff wins, but yeah, we are going down. I don't know, maybe we got to make some changes again at quarterback. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That is going to wrap it up. Help support the channel. Subscribe, thumbs up. And we will see you next time on TB Sports. Sorry for that epic collapse. That was terrible. It was quite